Hi guys, welcome to my IT world. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up your own private lab on your laptop or desktop running consumer operating system like Windows 10. There are many brands out there to set up your virtual machine. For example, VirtualBox, VMware, and Microsoft Hyper-V. I'm going to be focusing on Hyper-V in my tutorials. And in this tutorial we'll do the basic setup of Hyper-V on your operating system. So what we have to do to set up the virtual machines, first we have to enable the Hyper-V feature on your Windows 10, for example. It's not enabled by default, and to enable that you have to go to your control panel, to Programs, and then click Turn Windows Features on or off. Here we see Hyper-V, and we click that checkbox and click OK. So now Windows will search for required files and set up Hypervisor on your laptop. This might take a little bit of time, but let's give it the time required and come back when it's ready. All done, but as you see, to complete the installation we need to reboot our computer, so let's do that now. Okay, we're back from the reboot, two reboots actually, but now Hyper-V is installed. To access Hyper-V Manager we can go to Control Panel and Administrative Tools. In System and Security we can see all the tools here, Hyper-V Manager, or we can simply search for Hyper-V in the Start menu. Now the first thing I like to do is to check out my virtual interfaces with Virtual Switch Manager. By default, Windows 10 creates us an internal interface called Default Switch, which basically creates a new network on your operating system. You can see it here. That the virtual machines can connect to and get an address and connect through your laptop to the internet or to your network. However, if you want our virtual machines to connect directly to your router or your home or office network and get an IP address from that, we need to create an external switch. So an external switch is going to bind that switch to one of the network adapters on your laptop or desktop. Let's say for our tutorial we're going to bind it to my Wi-Fi network card, and we check this checkbox, which is important since we only have one adapter. We want the operating system to actually manage this adapter as well and use it for its purposes. So we name it XT0. Click here yes, because we're going to lose connectivity. And after applying the changes, we got a new virtual switch, which is external switch now. Click OK. Now you see your computer is actually connected through that virtual switch, not through the Wi-Fi adapter itself, because now we have a bridge to the Wi-Fi adapter with this virtual interface. But the virtual machines can connect that virtual interface and access your Wi-Fi router or your network. Next thing is Hyper-V settings. By default, all your virtual disks and machine configurations are stored in program data or some public folder for public user, which I don't really like. I like to keep it more simpler and more visible, so I usually do a Hyper-V folder right inside the root C, and we don't need a separate folder for disks. We're just going to make our virtual machines in separate folders, so I remove that. Click apply. So we're going to be using this folder. Allow and head session is really good. Allows us to use RDP-like environment and have copy-paste and files sharing and all that. Click OK. And that's it basically. Now you have a working environment where you can create virtual machines, and in our next tutorial I'm going to set up a fresh virtual machine for test purposes. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more interesting IT tutorials.